The 2023 Warriors are weird. I ain't joking when I say that. That ain't a metaphor. I'm actually downright serious when I say that they're weird this season. I mean, I've been watching the NBA closely for almost 2 decades, and let me tell you something. There are things that are going on right now that never in a million years I think I'd see. These guys make stranger things seem pretty normal. So, without further ado, I want to dive right into this. So as of today, the Warriors have 36 wins this season and 36 losses. It's a .500 record, and while that ain't out of the realm of normal, just look at their records when they play at home versus when they play on the road. Yeah, that's right. Your eyes aren't deceiving you. 29-7 is what their record currently is when they play at Chase Center. 7-29 is what their record currently is when they play on the road. Sheesh, guys. Just to show you how absurd these numbers are, I'm going to extrapolate both of these to 82 games to contrast what it'd mean if they could be sustained for an entire season. So, starting with their home games, 29-7 over the course of 82 games would equate to a 65-win team. That's a pretty dominant record, and to illustrate just how elite this is, I'm going to bring up this data courtesy of Champs or Chumps. Just look at this. In the history of the NBA, ever since 1946, there have been over 1,000 teams, and only 21 of them have ever gone on to win 65 games in a season. Then, of those 21 teams, 15 of them have gone on to win championships. What this means is, when playing at home this season, the Warriors are not just good, they're pretty historical. And it's safe to say that if every game the Warriors had was at home, that there'd be a pretty good chance they'd win it all this season. That's insane if you ask me, and while some people may vehemently deny that, the data supports it. Anyway, let's move on to the opposite side of the coin, the away games. Like I said earlier, when playing away from home, they're currently 7-29, and over the course of 82 games, that would equate to a 16-win team. A 16-win team, guys. Pardon my French, but holy camole. I'm going to tell you guys something here that will blow your minds. The worst team in the league this season, the Detroit Pistons, currently have 16 wins and are on pace to win 18 games this season. So, what this means is, when the Warriors are on the road, they're literally bad enough to have the best odds of drafting Victor Wembanyama in the 2023 draft. Man, that is downright horrendous, if you ask me. And again, courtesy of Champs or Chumps, only 31 teams in NBA history have had 16 wins or less. Sheesh, guys, talk about bad. How the heck is it possible for a team to be this good, yet this bad at the same time? Isn't that the craziest thing you've ever seen? I mean, I've never seen such polar opposites before. Never. And it's not like Steph Curry played more home games than away games either. In fact, as of today, the 2-time MVP has actually played in 4 more away games than home games. Anyway, if you thought that was out of this world, then this next thing is going to blow your mind. Okay, so Jordan Poole. He's been quite the enigma this season, and here's what I'm talking about. I actually watched every single Warriors game so far in 2023, and from that, I compiled this data here myself, which took me many sleepless nights, so please try and follow me closely here. First, look at this graph. On the y-axis is the PER statistic of how good a player is. In case you've never heard of this advanced metric before, it's simply a combination of points per game, efficiency, and a lot of other stuff which measures a player's overall impact. Then, on the x-axis is the number of baddies sitting around courtside. As you can see, for every other player in the league, it doesn't really change how many baddies are in the audience or not. I mean, here's Steph's, here's Clay's, here's Looney's. Heck, here's even LeBron James at 38 years of age. As you can see, their performance doesn't change at all whether or not there are attractive females in the audience. But look at where the pool party is. He's all the way up here in a stratosphere of his own. Sheesh, guys. Let me look into the numbers a bit more here for y'all. If we take a look at his individual statistics of when there's at least 10 baddies sitting courtside or a few rows up, he's averaging 41 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists per game on 60, 50, and 99 shooting splits. He's literally better than the 2016 unanimous version of prime Steph Curry at this point. It's pretty insane. I mean, step back threes, deep threes, insane footwork around the basket. He's literally become a cheat code during these games. And, before I forget, he doesn't turn the ball over and becomes a Defensive Player of the Year candidate as well. Heck, during these nights, he becomes so good that he could swear at the ref and not get called for a technical. Oh, and look at the faces of the opposing teams when there's an abundance of baddies surrounding the court. These guys know that they ain't got nothing on Jordan Poole during these nights. Like, absolutely nothing. They look like they actually get the soul sucked out of them because he literally becomes unguardable. All right. For those of y'all who took that seriously, I'm just kidding. I made that all up. But from what I read in Reddit forums, there could be just a little bit of truth to it. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, let's get back to reality for a second, and it's not going to be as funny, guys. Actually, it's going to be a bit sad because something strange is happening with Warriors personnels. You know, I feel like it was just yesterday that this happened.
No. You about to get a bag. We about to get a bag.
At this point in time, I never think in a million years that 1 year later, one would regress to playing like a G League player and the other would literally go MIA. At this current rate, these two are giving the popular Netflix show Bank Heist a run for their money. I mean, they both just signed $100 million contracts each, and now this. Well, we'll start off with Jordan Poole first. Last year in the playoffs, we all remember what he was capable of and what he did. Even when playing against playoff-level defenses, the Poole party still averaged 17 points a game on 51% shooting from the field, 39% from three-point range, and 91.5% from the free throw line. This year, however, in the regular season, those numbers have dropped to 43% from the field, 33% from three, and 87% at the free throw line. All across the board, he's been down. And this next part, as much as it pains me to say this about the Poole party, I sort of have to. This season, he's been a low percentage turnover machine who doesn't play defense. I can't believe I just said all three of those things in one sentence. It's not part of the Warriors' culture to regress like this after a championship. Anyway, moving on here to Andrew Wiggins. In all my years of watching the NBA, I've never seen a player take this much time off for undisclosed personal reasons more than Andrew Wiggins has. I mean, even in the case of Ben Simmons, we all already knew he wasn't playing. But Wiggins ain't Simmons. In any case, his last game was on February 13th, just a day before Valentine's, which is probably where those sick rumors came from. Because seriously, guys, ever since the day before Valentine's, he's literally been MIA, gone, not a word. But yet, he should be healthy enough to still play at a high level. I mean, it can't be injury related, otherwise that's something the media should be aware of. Now, I know life is bigger than basketball, and I ain't saying he should be forced to come back, but what I find strange about this whole situation is the fact that there's no timeline at all about if and when he's going to come back. And the crazy thing is, the Warriors are struggling for seeding at the moment. I mean, if they've already clinched the playoffs, that's a different story, but they're struggling. And yet, there's been no words at all to the public, and it seems like the front office doesn't know either. This really reminds me of the whole Kawhi Leonard 2019 offseason situation where he wouldn't tell a soul which team he was going to, so as a result, they even had helicopters tracking him down. But back to Wiggins. The truth is, guys, as we all know it already, without Wiggs, the Warriors have no chance of winning anything this year. And in fact, they have a lot to lose, like over $200 million in luxury tax to lose. But with him and Gary Payton II in the lineup, they have a real chance to repeat. And those are the facts. The Warriors this year, guys, so much potential, yet so much clouded mysteries. Something weird is happening with the 2023 Golden State Warriors.